You're listening to the TF Motorsports official podcast, all things monster trucks. Welcome to a TF Motorsports official podcast extra episode. I'm Thomas Frasco, and yeah, it's not Monday, it's actually Thursday at the time of this recording, and hopefully I can get this out right now as I'm on my lunch break, really at work. So I posted a question on my Discord about which tour should have, live streaming and whatnot. But little did I know that a few minutes later, people started to gather up that Monster Jam got a huge announcement that just got posted on their website. The 2025 edition of the Monster Jam World Finals at Salt Lake City is going to have quite a shakeup in terms of a schedule. The two-day event is going to be actually Friday and Saturday and not Saturday and Sunday. And they actually changed up the whole entire schedule, and I'm going to give my honest thoughts about this, because when I first saw this, there's some positives and there's some negatives, but there's a lot of negatives, and we got to address this definitely, because this might be a bad situation if Mother Nature plays a factor. I want to thank everybody for tuning in here to the podcast. Remember, the TF Motorsports official Discord server is in the description down below. And let's get into this quickly. So Thursday, July 3rd, 2025 is pretty much the one that's not going to have really any problems. So there's last chance qualifying making a return. That's a positive right there. I'm really glad they're bringing back the qualifying, the last chance qualifying, because that was very entertaining. Seeing drivers that did not get that bid competing for that last spot, that was great. Then we have the racing bracket qualifying. Great to see that. And you got last chance qualifier officially. That racing competition will wrap up the night. Now, after that live stream, Friday will actually be the first day of World Finals. It'll be on July 4th. Now, makes sense that they're doing it then, sorta. I mean, they could have had like a qualifying night be that Friday, because obviously still on July 4th, everybody's going to be off. There's no people that's going to be working, like I'm going to be off that day, and of course kids will be off from school, so they can still go to Monster Jam and still have this big vacation. So if they had qualifying on that night, that would have been nice. But now let's go into the meat of this. Friday, obviously they'll have the pit party. The pit party stuff officially happens, and then World Finals, the door opens, pit party closes. I'm glad they took away the mini competitions in the middle of the night, or in the middle of the pit party, because that was, I've heard it was pretty hectic, pretty bad. So I'm really glad they decided to take that out and kind of have it as like a regularly scheduled event where you got your big pit party, and then when the pit party closes, show begins in about a couple minutes. So 6:30, the World Finals night one begins after a kickoff stunt. So what's happening now is they're no longer doing encores at the end of the night. Now they're doing kickoff encores, like just stunts. I wish they just had it as the end of the night for like the little cherry on top. But Friday, I guess it would make sense because you got July 4th fireworks, which is nice. But I really wished for Saturday they could have ended it off with a stunt or an encore. But here's the major issue. We got, for Friday, 12 truck racing bracket. Winner moves to the Saturday championship round. So that one, they're trying to make it like a bracket where the people on Friday moves to Saturday. Then you got 8 truck two-wheeled skills, halftime. Then you got 12 truck freestyle competition, as these are the 12 trucks that aren't on Friday's bracket. And then the night one ends, and you got fireworks at the end. Then Saturday, pit party opens, closes, stunt begins, and then you have the 12 truck final championship bracket. And then you have the 8 truck high jump. and then halftime, and then the last 12 trucks go up for freestyle, and then you have your podiums, and then a World Finals officially ends. Now, looking at this lineup and looking at what they got for the schedule, I noticed there's some pretty crucial problems with this that has to be addressed. And that's why I'm doing this right now, because obviously later tonight I'm busy with other plans. Like, I got to help out my family with stuff, so I'm unable to cover it later on tonight, so that's why I'm going right now. With this, the drivers are going to be having their first bracket on Friday, and then there's going to be a second bracket on Saturday. Like, why spread out the racing competition through 2 nights? And then spread out freestyle through 2 nights? Like, some might argue that it might be so then they can make it a very more interesting bracket. But what was the problem with the original bracket that they had for 23 years? Like with that one, you had it all on one night. Racing happened on all on one night. Even with the 2-night formula that they had at Las Vegas and at World Finals 22 at Camping World, and also World Finals 21 as well as Camping World, it all happened on one night. You had racing one night and then freestyle the other night. They could have done that, so it would have made more sense. And people who loved racing, they got their money's worth, and people who loved freestyle, they got their money's worth the following night, or they got their money's worth on the same night. Now, another issue is, this is an outdoor stadium, and you got Mother Nature. As we've known, Mother Nature seems to hate the World Finals, kind of like how she hates the Daytona 500. Rain will always play a factor. Like with World Finals, World Finals 20 kind of started this whole thing. Rain happened on the freestyle night. World Finals 21, rain happened on the racing night. And then World Finals 22, the last time we were outdoors, rain delayed the event quite a bit and the whole track was muddy. This is another outdoor venue, and by my knowledge, there's a good chance it could rain. Because even if we make it through a dry season or a wet season, it could happen on a whim. We've seen this countless times with other events. So, spreading out the racing competition, that might not affect it, but we get to freestyle, and then there is a major problem with that. Because the first, imagine, the Friday night, everything is dry, everything is fresh, and then we go to the Saturday night, and everything is wet, and then the last 12 drivers that are in the lineup don't have a fair shot. This is what I'm trying to bring up here. With this, and with Mother Nature playing a factor, this, they're trying to make Monster Jam an even playing field, but with this situation and with how rain could affect the event, this makes it not fair to the other drivers who are in the next night that's going to have rain. Meanwhile, the drivers who just went out on a fresh track, they're going to have high scores no matter what. Also, the fan judging. I don't think anybody's brought this up yet, and now just thinking about it, people who are going in to the Saturday show have to remember what happened on the Friday show. Because if they judge it like a regular event, or like how World Finals would have been, then this could really fumble the whole thing. Because let's say someone throws down a really good run, they throw 10s, well, that could take the lead. Meanwhile, the Friday show, someone had a much better run, and then there's your big problem, like right there. Like casuals aren't going to remember what happened Friday because they're just starting off watching Monster Jam. They have not been there for a long time. So, or heck, they might be just going there just to see a monster truck show. Like they might not, they might not be hardcore fans. So, like with this format, you got to be hardcore. But again, with how this format is, I don't know how scoring's going to be recorded, but if they do it based off of having Friday's data saved and then see how Saturday plays out, this could be bad if somebody does not, see what happened Friday. And, see, what was my other point? Oh, yeah, here's the other point. Now, for people who are just casuals and just want to go to a monster truck show, this might make Friday feel weaker in a way. Because, like, let's say all the big guns are going to be Saturday. Well, then what's going to be for Friday? Or for if it's like 12 truck freestyle competition. Wait. Oh, so this could be drivers moving up. Wait, I'm looking at this again. It really is kind of making me very confused. So, like, in this bracket, okay, so I'm guessing the drivers who just lost in racing competes then. All right. So, but either way, this makes Friday weaker. And as a result, this can make a lower turn of people going to the show. Like, that could mess up the numbers. So, what I would have had is them go to Saturday and Sunday and just have the usual format. Like, with this bracket style thing, I do like the concept, but it could have been for like a completely different show. But also, if they had to do a concept like this for a completely different show, like a new Superstar Challenge event, it should have been like an indoor place like Glendale, or have it in like Arlington or Houston, somewhere where it's an enclosed place. But also having it for the World Finals, I don't think is a really necessary change that they should have done. They should have kept it with the same format, but also I thought the 2-day separation was supposed to be where they can just have one racing track and have a freestyle track, because the last few years the freestyle was lacking, but the racing was fantastic. I thought that was what they were trying to go for, but I guess they were just going to do this different format. But this caused a lot of problems, and I'm hoping that they try to reverse this, or at least tweak it to make it a little bit more logical. Gotta be honest, this format really doesn't really sit with me. But now I'll leave this up to you guys. What was your thoughts when you first looked at this, or if you're currently looking at it right now? What's your thoughts right now? Tell me in the comments. Remember, TF Motorsports official Discord server is in the description down below. We'll see you Monday for a regular episode of the TF Motorsports podcast, where we have the Week 2 recap. And depending on if one of my guys are there, I might ask them about the World Final schedule too. We'll see. We'll see you guys on this extra episode of the podcast.